Hi, my name is Jennifer Garcia, and I'm going to get right into this. My video is on neurodevelopment disorders. The DSM-5 defines intellectual disabilities as neurodevelopment disorders that start in early childhood and are characterized by intellectual difficulties. These difficulties are in conceptual, social, and practical areas of living. Although Down syndrome is not specified in the DSM-5 like autism, it does fall under the criteria of intellectual disabilities. With intellectual disabilities in DS, Down syndrome, also come other disorders such as language disorders, which include spoken, written, comprehension, and forming sentences. Motor development delays also fall under the intellectual disability criteria. With DS, they're both born with low muscle tone, which is called hypotonia. Motor skills are below age level. They have problems holding scissors, writing. Coordination sometimes is considered as clumsiness because they bump into things and are always dropping stuff. Also, self-care is another factor. Combing your hair, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, putting on shoes is a struggle, and it requires daily help. Another one that we can look at is global development delays. They also come into play. Most children with intellectual disabilities, especially children with Down syndrome, they cannot be assessed properly before the age of 5 due to the other specified disorders or disabilities that I mentioned, language, motor development. They're behind, so in order to effectively assess them, they have to wait at a later time, either at the age of 5 or even further beyond that, depending on where their ability is at during that time. Now, the reason why I want to speak about the reason why I chose neurodevelopment disorders and intellectual disorders and disability is because, it hits home really hard. I too know what it is, to raise a child with an intellectual disability, let alone being a single mother. It gets kind of difficult at times. But my daughter was born with Down syndrome, and just like Dr. Baskin, he told Joel and her husband, I was also told all the bad and negative things about Down syndrome. I was told that she was going to be a vegetable, that we're going to be in and out of doctor visits too many times to count, and she's going to have endless surgeries. She want to have a good quality of life, and she would be more of a burden than she would be an enjoyment for me. I knew nothing about Down syndrome, so all that to me was so scary. So trying not to believe the doctor was really hard not to do. When he put that document in front of me to sign for an abortion, I really had to step back and really had to assess my feelings. So I took some time, to think about everything. And my final decision was to keep my daughter. there was really no thinking about it at that time. I told the doctor that we were going to go ahead with the birth. And I'm glad that I chose not to listen to him, and my stubbornness, came into play at that time. Because if I did listen to him, I would have not known my beautiful soul. And she has made me a better person, and she has made me see life in a different perspective. Everything has just, it's been like a complete 180. It's crazy to even think about where I was at that time to where I am now. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't probably even be here recording this video, telling you about, how much a child, with intellectual disabilities or any disabilities can change your life for the better. I know not many may think so, but for me, it really has, and I'm glad that, I didn't listen to the doctors, and I'm glad that I stood my ground, and I went with what I felt and what I believed in to be right. I believe that it has given me a lot more and showed me a lot more empathy, gratitude, and also just knowing what it is like to be in another person's shoes, because sometimes we never step out of that, and she's shown me so much. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm honored to be her mother. I know with a lot more advocacy and education, we can, and we will reduce and stop the stigmas of having children, or even adults with intellectual disabilities. We can make it a better place for them if we just, open our hearts and open our mind and think differently on how to proceed or approach that subject. So, yeah, and this video that I'm showing, I know I didn't say it in the beginning, but this is off the movie Jewel. And so it just shows, I picked out the most important pieces of that movie and I put it together just so you could see, what her mother Jewel had to go through, and what she went through with Brenda Kay. Jewel was the one that was taking care of her 100%, making sure that, she had everything she could ever possibly give her, including unconditional love. Because when it comes down to it, they just want to be loved. They want to be accepted for who they are. And, we should do that naturally. It should just be natural. Because they're human and they have feelings just like you and I. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope this was informative. I hope that it was something or that you were looking for as the final project. But yeah, thank you for watching my video and taking the time out to listen to me.